The Texans are no longer the hunters, they're the hunted. After a historic run to the FCS quarterfinals, Todd Whitten's squad returns with championship expectations, a new look offense, and another chance to prove they're among the nation's elites. Welcome back to UAC football kickoff. We have head coach Todd Whitten in his 17th season at the helm of the program. Representing the offense is Danny Joyner, and representing the defense is Omar Emmons. Coach, it's great to have you here again. 17 seasons at Tarleton State, and what you've done with the program is absolutely remarkable. But this year looks a lot different than in years past. You bring in a record number 63 new players. How does that change affect this year when you're trying to build something new with so many new faces?
Well, we will have a lot of new faces. So we graduated, I think, 42 seniors. 100% of our senior class all graduated. So really proud of the fact that we had a really big senior class. I think that speaks to the way that we've been able to retain our roster over the years. Typically, we have very little turnover. So most of that was due to a graduating class. And so we replaced those guys and brought in another 20 guys. But still, the end result is the same. We've got about 60 new guys, and we're going to see how good a job we can do as a coaching staff to bring these guys together and put another good team on the field.
Coach, since the move and really since about 2018, the expectations at Tarleton are really high. You could argue maybe the highest in all the conference. How do you, when you change so many people out like you did, keep those expectations up here? Because all the things that you said last year up here, hey, we got this many returners, they're all different. How do you keep those expectations at the same level?
Well, you got to recruit well, and I think we've done that. We've got a really good nucleus of guys coming back. We've got, I think, a great coaching staff. Expectations are good. I've coached places where they weren't very high, and that's no fun. So, I say it all the time. We do have extremely high expectations, and we also have an extremely high commitment, a robust commitment from our university, from our administration. So, we absolutely should have a good football team every year, and I think we will again this year.
Danny, you're one of those newcomers. You started at Army, then you went to SEMO, and now you're in Stephenville at Tarleton State. And Coach had described you as one of the most physical players that he had watched on tape. And I know you had some injuries last year. But where do you see yourself fitting into this program, as this is a team that has high expectations, as Coach said?
With this program, they really preach physicality. We're physical in everything we do, from the weight room with Coach Bailey. We're getting after it every day. With runs, with practice, we're physical. Every day throughout fall camp, we're banging up, trying to get each other better. And I just feel like I really fit into that, and I try to lead by example with that, because I feel like there's sometimes you need to set the tone. And I feel like definitely the offensive line and myself, we definitely try to set that tone.
Can you talk about what, Coach Whitten has a very distinct, it's blocking first for a tight end in his program. And then you might get a catch, you might get 4 or 5 touchdowns if you get lucky late in a drive. But can you talk about being physical and really kind of being a sixth offensive lineman?
So I would really say that it's a slept-on part of the game nowadays. Like, a lot of people really just want tight ends to stretch the field. And I feel like the tight end position really should be blocked first. That's how it's always been. That's how God intended it to be. And that's how I live by.
One of the things that you like about this guy, he doesn't take off plays and he finishes plays, don't you? And you need that in a tight end.
Yeah, no question. We hired him to move bodies, and he does a great job in our run game. Oftentimes he's the point of attack. And, we're going to, I think, throw the ball a little more and more to our tight ends. But I think Danny's the best tight end in our league. Doesn't have the best stats, but I think he's a dominant player. And so I'm glad he's on our side.
Omar, for you, it's your 3rd season with the program. You're All-American. You have NFL prospects. So for you, how do you keep the focus on this season as you're trying to build your tape, because you want to get to that next level as well?
Right. I think I just keep it simple. Keep the team first, always. My biggest thing right now is winning. I want to be able to give my coach another championship ring, So, I just keep doing my part, being a leader, leading by example, and I think it'll take care of itself, everything else.
Does it feel strange to be one of the returners in a locker room that used to have so many veterans in the program, and now with so many new faces, you're that go-to guy?
Yeah, it's all right. I take full advantage of it. I'm blessed to be in the position I am today, thank God. And I'm so amazed and proud of my coach for continuously building these teams to go out and do what we do. Yes, ma'am.
Coach, one of the great things about being in a program that has expectations is that you get the support that you talked about from the administration and from the community. But one of the other things is those expectations to go the next step also come as well. You went to the quarterfinals last year. How do you keep moving along through the program?
Well, you got to get up every day and work really hard. We don't take very many days at all off at Tarleton. We've worked just about every day this summer. And so to reach the top, and our goal is every year to make the playoffs and compete for national championships. You got to work really hard. You got to recruit hard. We've got to do a good job as a staff of coaching these guys, bringing them together as a team. There's always going to be turnover. And so, all of those things are very difficult. But back again, when you've got a real commitment from your administration, boy, it gives you a good chance.
Omar, this is a team last year that thrived on getting turnovers, number one in the country in that aspect. Is there something about the mentality in the secondary that just makes turnovers contagious?
I think it's the culture that Coach Nix has built with the incredible coaches staff he's built around him, Coach TJ, Coach Tate, Coach T, Sims. Yeah, these guys are amazing. They go in every day. They go in their hardest and trying to get us to scream. That's our biggest thing. We bring in guys that are really can really change the program, and I'm so amazed and thankful that we have the coaches we have.
How are you a guy that's, you're one of those guys on defense, you talk about him all the time, ball hawk, right place and the right time. That's got to be something that's, a lot of times it's not learned, it's just kind of something you got. Can you talk about having that built into you?
I think most of the time it's just the guys around me. They bring it out of me, Like I said, the coaches have consistently done a great job of recruiting with the D-line, the new guys we brought in, Manny Lawson, Seven, Cloud, O'Shea. We brought in a lot of guys to really help us reach that next level, and I'm so thankful.
And Danny, for you, since stepping foot on campus in Stephenville, what's the one thing that stood out to you about this program and its identity early on?
I would say with this program at the FCS level, because I was at SEMO before, I would say the buy-in from everybody in the organization is what's really stood out to me. From the top down, I would say we have the most dedicated supervisors, and they definitely make sure that we have everything we need to be successful.
Coach, we'll hit the schedule again here in a minute, but one of the most exciting games that's on that week 0 schedule has got to be, as far as I know, it's the only matchup of two teams across all of college football that won their conference. And Prairie View A&M winning the SWAC, and you guys getting the co-championship of the UAC last season. And, another thing that they've added to it is this Chancellor's Cup. That will happen, which the winner of that gets to take that home. It's given by the Chancellor of the Texas A&M University system, Mr. Hager. But can you talk a little bit about the exciting first game? Not just that, maybe burying the lead. It's on ESPN2 as well. Yeah,
no question. My opinion and the way that we talk to our players and our staff, this is as big a game as we've ever had at Tarleton. Prairie View's got a great team. They won 10 games a year ago. I followed head coach Tremaine Jackson. I followed his career. He's come up through the Division II ranks a lot like I have, and everywhere he's been, he's won, and he's won in a hurry, and I think he's just outstanding. The Chancellor's Cup, both of us are in the A&M system, so many things to play for, but maybe more than anything is, how important it is to get your season off to a good start. Get your season started with a win. I think it sets the tone, and so just a really, really big game. I think we'll have a sold-out crowd, and so there'll be a lot of excitement, in Stephenville, Texas.
August 29th, 8 p.m. on ESPN2 Central Time. That is 9 p.m. Eastern Time. No better way to kick off the season as you take a look at the schedule. You guys don't shy away from playing tough competition. When you look at this, what stands out to you in terms of what you were trying to build with this schedule?
Well, I just can't say enough about this great conference that we play in. We had 2 teams make the conference, the playoffs a year ago, and I really thought there were probably 4 teams that should have made it. And so, in my opinion, in our conference, there's not any such thing as an upset. You better be ready to play every week. Anybody can beat anybody. I know that sounds like coach speak, but it is absolutely the truth. And top to bottom is just an outstanding league. And anytime, playing the UAC, you're going to have a tough schedule.
You bring in a new offensive coordinator this year in Chris Ross, different from years past. What do you hope to see from him as he continues the Tarleton State identity, but also adds a new look to that offense?
Yeah, right. So we're going to get some new ideas and some new wrinkles. He's an outstanding coach. He's been very successful everywhere he's been. Did a great job at Stephen F. Austin the last 2 years. I think he's won almost 200 games as a head high school coach. So our approach will be very similar. Certainly some new ideas. And I think we've kind of been doing kind of the same things offensively back since 2017. So really a long time doing what we were doing, and we had a lot of success with it. But I'm really thankful that we were able to make this change and get a fresh start, so to speak. And I think that'll be good for our program as well. But we're still going to focus on running the football, being physical up front. We're going to throw a lot of RPOs. One of the things I've talked to Coach Ross about, I think we need to drop back and throw it a little better. We've been so heavy RPO over the years, and so we're working hard at that. But we're not going to get away from running the ball and being physical and really kind of who we are.
Well, thank you so much. Tarleton State opens up the year, like we mentioned, on ESPN2 against Prairie View A&M. And then the UAC opener October 10th against Austin Peay. That'll be a great one. When we come back,